Testing, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Kind of cool. Let's go live on Instagram. Bada boom, bada bang. Okay. This makes 3 for 3 today. 3 lives today. I'm on fire today. What's up, everybody? I'm not going to rant today, or this session. I'm not going to go on a rant. If you missed my last live, I went on a rant about how I feel. What's up, Jack? How you doing? How I feel about the new junk removal, where junk removal is heading. The Instagram kids. When are you going to start partnering with other junk removal companies? Ooh, so extractors, which, in what way? Like partner how? Because I have a CRM and I'm trying to get as many junk removal companies to use my software. Can't get the Instagram kids to use me though. What's up, Jay? Jack, extractors, Jay, Mr. Late to the party. How you guys doing? We're going to talk about junk removal and how you guys, I'm probably going to just dive into the software in just a minute and talk about Autopilot. We're going to let some people join in. Oh yeah, extractors. I'm trying to get as many people as I can to endorse Autopilot. So, we got 450, 500-ish junk removal companies using us now. I do need to have them promote me more though, and but a lot of people in the Facebook groups, talk about Autopilot. So, but we're getting there, man. Trying to get the influencers. Lost them all to Jobber. No, but we got Matt and JoJo. Jay Garcia, Autopilot can sponsor you once you switch from Jobber. We got Matt Vick in the house. What's up, man? Jack Sheeran asks, what's your advice for an 18-year-old junk owner trying to get leads? What are you charging for Autopilot? So Autopilot's $49 a month, and it is a FSM/CRM, so it's not for generating leads. However, it can help you get leads by looking more professional, and you'll get referrals because you look professional, you act professional, you have professional invoices. You stay in touch with your customers, you do text blasts, email blasts, sequences, so it can help you get repeat and referrals. But to answer your question, man, if you're just starting, it really depends on your budget, but it's going to be Facebook and it's going to be yard signs. No, Autopilot's not junk removal exclusive. Jay Garcia says Matt Vick secretly uses Jobber. I seen him at the Jobber meetups. Matt, is that true? Is that true, Matt? Is that true? But no, I know you're messing around, Jay. Or I don't know, maybe you're not. Get Dump Boys on the team. All right, I'll get Dump Boys. I'll hit up Dump Boys for sure. So we're going to give it 5-10 minutes. Let's just... Matt, you secretly going to Jobber meetings with all the Instagram kids? No, so guys, why don't you just ask... Let's just do some junk removal Q&A. Ask me some questions. We'll do Q&A for 10-ish minutes, and then I'm going to dive into Autopilot. We're going to talk about... I'm actually going to demonstrate Autopilot. So it'll be kind of fun. I knew it, Matt. No rant today, though. If you missed this morning's rant of me going off on the direction of junk removal lately, that will not be happening. Sorry, I'm getting my phone ready to demonstrate Autopilot live. Been in business for about a year, just bought a dump truck, been fully word of mouth, did about 80K gross. Dude, that's impressive for your first year, and you're an 18-year-old kid in, did you say you're in school too? Yeah, so you're graduating high school? Dude, that's impressive. So you did 80K while in high school? Is that what you said? Hell yeah, Matt. That's what I like to hear. That's very impressive, Jack. So if you ever want to, talk, book a call with me, sign up for Autopilot, man. I'm here. I did 1 million my first year, 1.1 million my first year. So, and I sold my company successfully through a broker. So, if you ever need help, or you can go to the Instagram kids too. I'm just kidding. But you guys missed my rant this morning. I kind of went off on but I was actually just talking about the direction that the junk removal industry has been going, in terms of the gurus, and it's been interesting to watch, and it was pretty cool. I think I'm actually going to do a video on how the industry has changed in the last 5 years. Oh, there's a lot to dissect there, Jack. Well, you'll have to watch out for my next video. Make sure you check me out on YouTube, man. I got tons of junk removal content on YouTube. Lots of cool stuff. Wait. Hold on one second. Where is the... Okay. Anyways, so let's do some Q&A, guys. Any other junk removal questions? Any questions at all? Because if there's no questions in the next couple minutes, we're going to dive into Autopilot. I'm going to show you guys Autopilot live and cool things you can do on the mobile app and how to just use it in general and what it's good for. I figured I go at live every day, Monday through Friday, and just kind of show off Autopilot and what you can do compared to these other billion-dollar companies, So, dude, let me do D&D, because, all right. All right, I'm not seeing any questions. Can I get some comments of everybody who's ready to see Autopilot? You know what? I'm trying something new for everybody, for the ones who's watching me on YouTube. I'm trying something. I'd be interested in supporting Autopilot over Jobber here soon. Oh, shit, Jack. Are you using Jobber? So, if you mean experience and roll off, Jack, if you're talking about if I have any experience in roll off dumpsters, as in running dumpsters myself and renting them out, the answer is no. I never rented out dumpsters. I did rent out my trailer a few times. So I have rented out my trailer and dropped it off and picked it up, but I never actually got into roll-offs. I was going to, but I decided to sell the company to focus on junk removal. To focus on Autopilot. What's up, Brent? How you doing? Jay Garcia, shut up. I'm just kidding. And now if you're talking about in terms of Autopilot supporting dumpster rentals, yes, we have some features, but not completely yet, but we will be doing dumpster rentals very, very soon. I have on and off used Jobber, but I have a lot of close business friends who use it. Yeah, Jack, you got to help me get you and all your business friends on Autopilot. You're going to love it. I'm actually going to dive into Autopilot right now. I haven't got any other questions on junk removal stuff here, so I'm just going to move into showing Autopilot, guys. So bear with me 1 second while I get this ready. Let's get my account open. All right, let's see if this works. There we go. Okay, so we got me down there. Let me actually, give me 1 second. Let me add another camera right here. A bigger version of me. That's cool. All right, guys. So you should, if you're on YouTube or Instagram, because YouTube is horizontal video, and Instagram is vertical video. So right now what we're looking at here is Housecall Pro. Okay. So yesterday we demonstrated Workies. Okay. So we have Workies, we have Housecall Pro, and we have Jobber. Okay. We have Jobber, and then we have Autopilot. the best of all the best. Okay. So what we're going to do today is just do some demonstrations. Compare. Yesterday we did Workies, so we're going to do Housecall Pro today, and we'll do Jobber tomorrow. I have an opportunity to potentially buy 50 dumpsters in a truck. I do know a lot about the roll-off and dumpster business, like just the dumpster business. You know, not as much as somebody who actually runs it, but I do know a decent amount. So you're always welcome to schedule a call with me. I don't charge for phone calls. I don't charge for mentoring or coaching. All my stuff is free. As asterisk symbol, as long as you are an Autopilot subscriber at $49 a month. You get a free course, free website. Fucking dude, you just get access to my entire fucking life, dude. Like you get everything I've ever done for $49. I mean, fucking, there's no better deal than that, dude. So let's dive into Autopilot and Housecall Pro. So I have my phone here. I'm sharing my screen. You guys should see my screen. Does everybody see my screen okay? Let's get this party started. This is really cool, this streaming software I'm using. All right, guys. So we're going to start with Housecall Pro. Okay? Actually, let's do Jobber today since we're talking about Jobber. You said you use Jobber. Another person's using Jobber. Let's use Jobber. Why does this chat bubble keep coming up? Leave me alone. I don't need help right now, okay? So let's just look at Jobber really quick. I do like, I'm not going to lie. I do like the map up here on the dashboard. Like, that's pretty cool. I got 2 jobs in the system, Andrew and John right here. This is their dashboard. Cool. Their home screen, whatever you want to call it. We're going to go to my dashboard. Okay, so here's ours. You can clock in, clock out. You can see what upcoming jobs are coming. And we also have another dashboard we call the analytics dashboard. And you can see your stats, right? Which I think is pretty cool. You can see your stats for today, for yesterday, yada, yada. You can see where all your money's coming from jobs by type, jobs by lead source. So we give you 2 dashboards, an analytics dashboard and a upcoming jobs dashboard. And we're going to I do like the map that Jobber has, but we're going to dive into that in a minute. I'm going to compare our maps so you can see the difference, okay? But this is kind of just high-level overview dashboard. We're not going to really talk about the dashboard today. What I want to go through today is jobs and invoices and the map, okay? So if you have questions as I'm going along, go ahead. But let's start with Jobber, okay? So if we go to schedule, you'll see we have 2 jobs. They have day view. Looks really, they do have a very nice UI. However, their website's complicated and their dashboard's complicated, but they do have a pretty good UI. I'm going to give it to them. It's better than Housecall Pro. It's better than Workies. I will give Jobber the love that they do deserve here and there. They also have $174 million fucking dollars. Okay, so don't forget about that. And they've been around for 12 years. So you just see where we'll be next year. All right, Jay. You cannot choose the default dashboard yet, but that's actually a good idea. We will eventually the dashboard will be customizable. We plan to make our dashboard like moving components around, choosing what you want to see and not see. That is in the pipeline. But okay, here's their schedule. As you can see, they have day, list, and map. Okay. I do like their map, and we're going to go to ours, and you'll see we have day, list, and map. They don't have week, which is very frustrating. If you go to Autopilot and we go to our schedule, we have week. You can see your jobs throughout the whole fucking week. Like, we can see which ones are canceled, which ones are completed, which ones are open. You can see all of your jobs throughout the entire week. We also have list view and day view as well. So it's not that we don't have that either. We have all that shit, dog. Know what I'm saying, dog? So we got all that shit. Gang, gang. Can you change that view to list view? Okay, so now we can go to list view too. So now we go to list view. I think he means on Jobber. Let's go to Jobber's list view. Okay, so there's their list view. There's their day view. And I wanted, since they have their map view under schedule, we have our map view somewhere else. Let me show you. I prefer week view because I was just so popular and I had jobs throughout the whole week. I was just cool like that. No, I'm just kidding. So I prefer a week view because you can just kind of see everything that's going on through your week. Andrew, I got to run a job here soon. Thank you so much for answering some of my questions. I'm going to send you a DM. Thank you, Jack. Looking forward to it. Yeah, so you can cancel jobs with us, Jay. So I'll demonstrate that right now since you just said that. I'll go ahead and click on this job right here, what that I'm supposed to be at. This is I'm at the job right now. I'm going to click on Andrew, and I'm just going to change it to canceled. And I'm not going to send out the SMS. We'll go over this later. We'll go over all this stuff in just a minute. And then you'll see the job has been canceled. The reason why cancel jobs is very beneficial is because you can't see it here, but on the website we have cancellation rate. On our website, we're going to have it on here soon. We will have those metrics on here soon on the dashboard. If I were to pull up the website right now, you'd see booking rate, close rate, cancellation rate. You'd see all these other metrics. So you can see on your website dashboard all kinds of other important metrics. So that's why that's important. But we're going to go back to schedule, and we are going to create a job through Jobber. Honestly, I haven't done this in a long time, so let's just get to it. I'm going to hit the plus button. We're going to create a job in Jobber. Request. I honestly do not like the wording, the verbiage of Jobber. I hate it. It's frustrating. I don't like requests. I don't like tasks. I don't like quotes. Job and invoice are fine, right? We're going to create a job. Okay, so let's create a new client. Okay, so we're going to do Bob. Okay, and we're going to do an address. 123 Helena Drive, sure. Okay. I'm not going to add a phone number and any of that stuff right now. We're just going to move forward. And okay, job title. I don't need a job title. Will Autopilot let you schedule an assessment appointment and send the client notifications like a team meeting? Yes, Jay, we are working on that right now. You can schedule estimates you can create estimates, but it's not on the schedule yet, but that's coming soon. So you can schedule them, add team members, all that stuff. Assessments are coming. We call them estimates, not assessments. But yes, that is coming. And we'll schedule that job for today at 6 o'clock. Okay. So I will say creating a job through Jobber is better than Workies because I did Workies yesterday. Okay. So Jobber's create job process so far is better. Remind me to invoice when I close. Okay. So we're going to create this job. Cool. Now this is their job details screen. All right. We're going to go through this in a minute, and then we're going to go back. We're going to go to Autopilot. But let's go create a job on Autopilot real quick. And if you guys have questions like what's a job, what's an invoice, if you want to understand any of this, under creative job, if you use an existing customer, under create job, if you use an existing customer, can you enter a new address there? Do you have to go to client update? Patrick, are you asking about Jobber or Autopilot? Under create job, if you use an existing customer, can you create a new address there? Let's just try that real quick. I don't know. And let's. Oh, shit. That is a long-ass job. Let's go edit this job really quick because that's way too long. That's like going into the next day. Let's see. Watch me figure out Autopilot. How do I change details? How do I change the schedule? Visit. Oh, here it is. Schedule down here. We do not want to go to the next day. Let's go to 7 p.m. Okay, that should be better. Okay. I'm going to try what you're talking. Patrick, that's a great question. You're asking for Autopilot. Will Autopilot let you change the arrival time frames on the app like you can on Jobber? I don't think you can do that yet. You can change the arrival. Like you can set your arrival time. Most people usually have the same arrival time, like 2-hour windows. So no, Jay, you can't do that yet. But that's a good thing. Maybe I'll add that as a feature. Because I know maybe in LA, I always had a 2-hour window. So I can see in some cases, you might want to choose 30-minute window, 1-hour window, 2-hour window. Not a bad idea. Probably easy to implement too. So I will maybe write that down so I don't forget after this live. If you don't, or I'll go through the comments. So I'm going to try what Homeboy said though. If you select an existing customer, can I create a new address on the spot? So let's just choose Bob and try to create a new address on the spot. Because I don't know if I can do. I don't remember. We're going to go through Autopilot next. Okay, So it looks like there's the property. I'm going to add a new property for Bob. Let's do 55 Los Angeles. There we go. Save property. Cool. The answer is yes on Jobber. Hopefully, anyways, I'm going to hit save. So now we got 2 jobs with Bob. Bob, you got some jobs coming. Okay. That is the create process on Jobber, right? Much better than Workies, for sure. The create job process. But a lot of other stuff, there's a lot of stuff that I hate. Jay, I just answered the question, bro. Okay? I just answered the question. I just demonstrated it live, bruh. Sorry, I'm just fucking with him. Let's go to Autopilot. Let's create a job, bro. All right, I'm going to create a job for, I don't know, 4 o'clock. What's really cool about the Autopilot is you see I just tapped on 4 p.m. on the calendar right there on Wednesday the 17th. So I just tapped, okay? Now, we are going to try the whole existing client thing that you just mentioned, doing a different address. Let's do... okay, I'm trying to select the right profile. Okay, here's Andrew, okay? So we're creating a job with Autopilot. And I like, okay, I'm biased, but I like the reason that I did things a little bit different is because I was frustrated with the small fonts on Housecall Pro and Workies. So you'll see each section has got a big lettering. So you can't miss it. Schedule, client, address, private notes, more, employees, right? Now, we have an address right here. I have a bunch of addresses under Andrew because I've been testing. And your question was, Patrick, can I create another address? It looks like I can. So I'm going to add a different address to Andrew while I'm creating this job. So I'm going to hit the plus button. And we are going to add a new address. And we're going to do 65. And Wilshire Boulevard. Sure, we'll use that address. So we are now going to select that address. Bada boom, bada bang. We have created a new address while creating a new job. Private notes. Customer seems rude. Gate code. These are private notes. Gate code 6969. Lead source. This was from Facebook ads. The reason why there's 2 Facebook ads is because these are customizable. You create and delete. You create as many as you want, and I've been playing around, so I created Facebook ads multiple times. Like I've been testing. But we're gonna say this is some good old. You know what? This is from Angie's, bro. We got Angie's. You can add tags, and then you could choose to send the text message off to the customer if you want them to get a notification your job has been scheduled. Or if you don't want them to get that because you're adding the jobs at night, when you got home or something, you don't want people to get text messages late at night, you can turn that toggle off. And you can see your employees. You can add your employees. So I can add 2 employees, as many employees as I want. I only have 2. I only have me and somebody else in this account. Great job. Okay. We are now in the job detail screen. I'm going to be honest. I like my process more. I mean, what are your... Okay, you guys saw the process. Jay, you're not allowed to fucking have an opinion on this because custom fields are gate... So you can add all of the custom stuff you want to the private notes. We do not have custom fields just yet. You put all of your notes in private notes, but we are working on custom fields. We have a lot of stuff in the pipeline, but custom fields is not really necessary until you get until you're big dog level like you, Jay, because you can just stuff everything in. If you turn the toggle on later, will it send a message you can manually. Man, Jay, you got so many damn questions. Hold on. I'm trying to keep up with all your questions. Yes. If you want to toggle that text message, let's say I want to resend the new scheduled job text for whatever reason, okay? You can actually just go change the job status to, because we already skipped sending the create job text, but I can just change the status to on my way and hit ignore to not send it. And then I can change it back to open and hit send SMS there. It will then send the open, create a new, hey, a job has been scheduled between blah, 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 blah. And those text messages are customizable. But I'm going to hit ignore. But it would send that text message to the customer, right? So I'm going to ignore. I'm not going to send any text right now, though, because that's a landline phone right there. It's not. Oh, don't call that, guys. Shit. Don't harass. No, I'm just kidding. It's a fake number. Do notes transfer with the address when you send? So the private notes are job specific. If you want to do client notes where it stays on the client, you would have to go to the client and you could have private notes for the client. Like as you can see, this guy Andrew has some private notes on the client. The coolest motherfucker ever. He tips amazing. Okay, that's Andrew's private notes. Job notes are specific to that job, obviously, because the gate code could be different at every house that you go to under that client. So that is our job details screen. Let's go to Jobber real quick and look at what their screen looks like. Let's go to Bob. Or no, let's go to John. No, let's go to Andrew. We're on Andrew. Okay, so here's their job details screen. This is where I start. Okay, so this isn't bad. They got visit, they got details, they got notes. Okay, so they have everything you need. You can complete your visit. Start timer, on my way. Okay, so they have little buttons up here. This is nice. It's cool. I was thinking about putting those buttons too. I was thinking about where the finish is putting the on my way button, and then it would turn into a finish or like a start job button. But you can change all this like on my way, and then it sends the on my way text. Boom. And then when we finish the job, I can either go mark it completed, or I can hit finish, mark is completed. I literally just hit the finish button, and then this would send the finish completed, asking for a review text message. So it's same, right? It's all the same. It's just like they have it like this, right? There's really not much of a difference. I like ours personally. I like our big fonts where everything's kind of like legible, like status, client, address, schedule, notes, items. I like the big fonts because when you're out on the field, man, you can't be like this, right? So that's why, and this is clean. I'm not dissing on Jobber, but I like the separation of big boxes. I like, yeah, Jay, you're a hater, bro. Bro, you're asking some very, very, very niche questions. I know Brad, he's been using Jobber for years, and it's funny. Brad is he's actually an investor in Autopilot and a good buddy of mine. So everybody has design and UI. UI is user interface. UX is user experience. Okay, UI UX. I'm sure you guys have heard that. Is subjective. Okay, but there are hard realities and hard truths to design, which some stuff is objective. But design for the most part is objective. Some people are going to like Housecall Pro. Some people are going to like Jobber. I personally like the big header fonts in your face. Okay, but let's add some items. Let's charge the customer. Let's make the money. Like that's the most important part. We've marked the job completed. It is now time to add what we're charging them for so we can have data in our system. So honestly, I haven't done this in Jobber in God knows how long. So you can see the little plus button right there next to line items. I'm going to hit the little plus. See, I don't know, man. It's a little too little. And they have some default stuff in here. Okay, obviously I haven't populated my price book yet, but we're just going to click full load junk removal. And I'm going to charge a little more than $1,000. Wait, is this? Okay, yeah. So we're going to charge $1,000 for a full load. What do you guys comment down below what you guys charge for a full load? Jay Garcia, Workies and Housecall Pro, they don't have gate. You put it in private notes. So Jobber's the only one that has a gate code box. Everybody else does private notes. So you don't need a custom field for gate notes. I've told you countless times you put it in private notes. Jobber's the only one who does it that way. I don't think I'm ever going to put a gate code box. Just FYI. It just honestly, you put it in private notes, bro. I'm sorry to come off on you like that, but that's unnecessary to have a separate gate code box because, dude, you just put right here, and this private information is in your face for your employees and you. It's right there in private notes. You just put gate code 6969. There's no reason to have a separate box. I know Jobber does that, but nobody else does that. That's a Jobber specific thing. Can you create custom fields in Workies? Yeah, if you pay for the extra $150 a month for custom fields, which Workies charges you on top of $225, another $150 a month to get custom fields, then you can create a custom field, a gate code custom field. But that's just ludicrous. That's fucking, it's ridiculous. You put the relevant information in the jobs for the private note is specifically, what if the customer's like, use the dirt? Do you know how many times it was like, use the backside alley, open the majiggity jiggity, and then go along? Like, it's not, sometimes it's not just a gate code. Like out here in LA, there was some complicated shit that you'd have to put for the technicians where you actually need private notes. You can't just put a gate code. There's more. Sometimes there's 5 gate codes. I've gone in situations where there was like a gate code to get into the main entrance, and then a second gate, and then a back door. So, you know, private notes is where you put all the information you need your technicians to see. You don't need a custom field for it. That's just you being weird with Jobber. You don't need it. So anyways, where were we? We were on Jobber adding a line item. Okay, so that is the line item on Jobber. Instructions. So they have an instructions field and notes. So they have notes and instructions. So we have so you can add a note. Let's see. Blah, 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 blah. What the heck? Save. Okay, so cool. Well, I didn't mean to. I was just typing in random letters and it said, no, you, okay, so, oh, I see what you're, okay, so you're saying if you do a repeat for that job, you'd have to type in, okay, so what you're talking about is attaching a gate code to the property address. That might not be a bad, let me go, actually, hold on, let me dance with you for a second. Let me go to my schedule. No, oh wait, no, we were on this job right here. Gate code. Okay. Let's open up the addresses really quick. That's actually might not be a bad idea. You know what? See? Add an address. Okay, so maybe what you're thinking is a gate code by property address, right? Like instructions per property address versus job notes. So yes, I see what you're saying. If you're constantly doing a repeat customer, and there's a gate code. Oh, okay, Jay. See, I could learn still. There's still stuff for me to learn. Jay, I will I'll look into that. Good thinking. Okay. But yes, okay, if you get a repeat customer, you know, you'd have to go, you could just go look at the, I mean, it's not just playing the, you know, the other side of this. You could always go to the client and you can look at the previous jobs of that client, and you can just go look at the previous jobs and see the gate code. But yes, I can see where, okay, that might be tedious. So I got you. Good thinking, brother. Let's add the items to Autopilot. Okay, so we went through Jobber. Now we're going to charge the customer. So we can hit add. I put 3 big buttons at the top. Finish, completed. It says completed now, but pay and add items. So I'm just going to hit add items up here, and we're going to go through our price book. Full load, full truckload, $500. And then you create these in the price book, okay? You can create these in the price book. I'm going to hit submit. Boom. We are now charging the customer $500, okay? And then there's a breakdown, a summary. The breakdown is because you might have taxes, you might have discounts, all kinds of, like if you have apartment complex, different codes, different units, I could see that. Same client, but different properties. Yeah, Brad, he brings up a valid point. So, yeah, because if you were to create a new job, yes, you'd have to put the gate code in again and again. So good little catch for sure. That I mean, that's not a hard thing to add either. So, I mean, I literally just have to add like property instructions for each property. So now when you add an address, I'll put instructions under the address. Good. I asked because my repeat rate is, oh, now you're just showing off. Your repeat rate is 70%. Now you're just showing off, brother. You're just showing off. That's, dude, bro, Jay, that's fucking, that is badass, though. That's a high-ass repeat rate, dude. What do you give notes? Yeah, it might be useful. Beware of the crazy Yeah, yeah, it would definitely base Tiger. It'd only be notes that you and your technicians would see for sure. So now let's get that money, guys. Like we got to collect that money. Were we here? Okay, so how do we get that money on Jobber? We got to get that. We got to mark that paid. So I'm gonna imagine I'm running Jedi Junk Removal and I have my own Clover machine, right? That's how I did it with Workies and Housecall Pro. I'd never used their payment system. I was a Clover guy. So we're gonna mark this job paid. We'll complete the visit, I guess. See, what I don't like is that they force you to do an invoice. I guess it keeps your system clean, but most of the time, 95% of my customers never ask for invoices ever. It was only the bigger jobs where they'd want like an invoice. Anyways, I guess the only way to get the money on here, and Jay, you're not allowed to teach me Jobber, okay? You're not allowed to. I have to figure this out on my own. Honestly, I should be using my competitors' apps more often. But obviously, 2 years ago when I was like building mine, I was aggressively testing everybody. But it looks like we have to complete the visit. So close job. I'm assuming it means we're going to invoice now. Close job and invoice now. Collect. Okay, so here's where you can send the invoice and collect the payment. It looks like these fuckers owe me $1,000. And I'm going to go and I'm not going to send the invoice out. Let's see what it looks like. Cool. Send by text, send by email. Yep, all standard stuff. Looks good, not bad. And I'm gonna mark this job paid and collect the payment. So I'm gonna collect payment. These motherfuckers are gonna pay cash because they're gangsters. I'll just $1,000. Record payment of $1,000. Okay, and view receipt. Actually, might as well. Okay, cool. View receipt. I'm gonna hit done. Cool. So now it looks like. Boom, boom, boom. Discount, tax, total, payments, invoice balance. All right, cool. So I'm going to go back to the job and see what it looks like. I'm curious what it looks like here. So as you can see, the job, this is the job, right? Wait till you see ours and our job screen and our invoice screen compared to theirs. So details, notes. I'm just kind of clicking around, guys. Honestly, I don't ever really use Jobber. So if I want to look at the invoice, I'm assuming I hit completed again. Oh, no. I guess that uncompletes it. Wait. I already have... Okay, hold on. Close job and invoice. Okay, good. I didn't know if it was going to make me do the invoice all over again. Okay, so how do I get back to the invoice from here? Get directions. It looks like I have to... I guess I have to go... to how do I go look at my invoices? Search. Oh my god. Okay. So is that the only way to look at your invoices? You have to search? Seriously? Wait, I'm gonna go back to the job really quick. Okay, I mean, yeah, you can't access the invoice through here. Looks like, unless I'm fucking blind. I guess I have to search my invoice. Now imagine if I had thousands of stuff. Like, okay, so I guess I can just filter by invoices. Okay, I mean, that works. Oh shit, Brad, definitely report that bug in a support ticket, please, if that is, because I got to fix that bug immediately. Oh no, like the camera, my light died. Oh well, whatever, it's fine. So I guess that's the only way. You have to search. So imagine I had 1,000 invoices over the last 2 years. I'd have to search, which is fine, but I'll show you how we do it on Autopilot. I'm going to click my invoice. I'm just curious how this works. Okay, here's my invoice. You can collect a signature. We don't have signatures yet, but we are going to have signatures very soon. Most people don't. Like, I never had signatures on anything except for a couple big jobs. Okay, cool. That's how Jobber works. And I could, resend the invoice. Easy peasy. Collect signature. Cool. All right. So Jobber is definitely a little bit, I still like, Jobber is definitely cleaner than Workies, for sure. Click detail and click the client name. Oh, let me try that. Click detail and click the client name, you said? Oh, okay. And then I can, go to work? Okay. I see. Okay, cool. So now let's go to Autopilot. Let's collect that money. So we added the items. There's two ways to do it. We can hit the pay button, or we can go down here and hit the plus next to payments. Obviously, It's easy, just hit the pay button at top, right? Let's collect that money. Now, you'll notice the big difference between me and Jobber right now. This might as well point this out. This wasn't a thing on Workies yesterday. They didn't force you to do an invoice. Invoices are optional. Jobber forces an invoice. It's up to you. It is how it is. It's just how their system works. We're going to hit pay. Okay. So this is our pay screen. It shows, okay, the amount due, $500. It's kind of like a checkout screen. It walks you through the process. That's how we decided to do it. So look, because you can actually hand your phone to the customer. There's a reason why we did it like this, so that you can hand your phone over to the customer if you wanted them to tip. So we'll go through this together. Checkout. Okay. Select payment method. Boom. And then you could tell them like, hey, just choose cash, check, or whatever. Or you could do it for them. It doesn't really matter. But I'll show you why we do the checkout process like this, because I wanted them to tip if you're collecting through the phone. A lot of people start with their phone when they're first starting this business. They don't have credit card machines, and I wanted people to get tips. So let's just say, you do cash or whatever, or let's say offline credit card machine, like a Clover machine, right? Or actually, no, we're going to pretend we're doing it through here. Should I show you Stripe? Okay, yeah, let me show you how it works. If you connect Stripe and you want money deposited the next day, will it continue to tip? I'm just going to show this to you guys so you can actually see it. We'll go here, continue to tip. This is the money. So you hand them this, and you can say, hey, you don't have to tip. You break whatever icebreaker you want. You can be like, hey, you're not obligated. You can laugh at them when you say this too. Be like, it's gonna ask you to leave a tip. You don't feel obligated to leave a tip unless you think I was awesome. What's up, Eric? How you doing? Welcome to the live. So. And it defaults to 20%. You can make it default to 10, 15, 20, whatever you want. So then they might tip you. Tips are like, so if you don't have a Clover machine yet, bro, get a badass phone case. And get a badass phone case. I say phone case because I don't have one right now. And it's only because it's out of the phone case because I got this cable. It's big. But anyways, they're going through the checkout process, right? So then when they hit okay, pay, boom, it pulls this screen up where you could then punch in their credit card number where tap to pay is coming soon, so that you'll literally just be able to tap their credit card. But right now you have to punch it in, which isn't that hard. There's also the scan card feature, okay? But tap to pay is coming. But let's just, for the demonstration of this, we're just going to do cash. And the reason why it says tip, even though I chose cash, is because maybe you want to track your tips with our system so you could run reports later, okay? The tip part, yep. So that is the whole point of the tip screen and the checkout flow with our collecting money, so that you can hand the phone to the customer so they leave you 20% when they see you sweating your ass off. And you're like, what's up, brother? What's up? What's up, homie? So now I will track tips. I want to, at the end of the month, see how much tips my employees made, I made personally, whatever. Maybe you're on the truck and you just want to know how much money you made versus how many tips you made. Revenue and tips. It's just cool to see these numbers so you can see how you're performing. So I'm going to collect the payment finally. And then it's going to say, do you want to send a receipt? Just like Jobber did. I'm not going to send a receipt. I'm going to hit no receipt. And boom, this job is now, you can see the full truckload has been charged. Yes, this is Autopilot. We have a cash payment of $600 with a $100 tip. And then here's the breakdown summary. You can add photos and videos. You can add employees, blah, 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 blah. And you will see, compared to Jobber, it didn't force us to do an invoice. Now, if the customer wants an invoice, bro, you just hit the three dots and you create invoice, and it brings everything over. We can make the due date for, obviously they already paid, so it's not going to need them to pay. They already made the payment on the job. We'll hit create invoice. Now you'll see it brought everything over from the job, the items, the payments. This invoice has been created, and you can actually send the invoice, download the PDF. So if you want to send the invoice off to them, it'll send them a PDF of the invoice. It'll send them a link to the invoice. They could even pay through the invoice had we not already collected the payment. They could pay through the invoice with their credit card. They can even finance through Klarna. They can use credit card, debit card. They can pay the invoice on their phone with Apple Pay, or if they have Google, they can pay with Google Pay. So that is how that works with our system. So yeah, hopefully you guys are enjoying, but let me just check something really quick. Any questions so far? Any questions so far? And let's go back to our schedule. So you'll see we have, I think it was this job. Yeah, this job right here. And yeah, that is jobs and invoices. And oh, by the way, if we click the blue dots, the 3 dots at the top, it'll say view invoice this time instead of create invoice because we have created an invoice for this job. So they're linked together. And that's how that works. So that is what we're going to cover for today. I am going to go back to, we're going to cover more tomorrow, but we have a class that I'm teaching, the Autopilot coaching class. I'm not teaching it, actually. Kevin Hess is teaching it, so I want to make sure that I get to that class in time. I hope everybody, Autopilot, to answer your question, Eric, is $49 a month. Brad, got it tested out. I've been using Square. Square's great. Clover is the best, guys. Fucking Clover all day. I hope you guys got some value from seeing. I'm going to go through Autopilot Monday through Friday for the foreseeable future. I don't know, for a while. I'm going to be going live every day. We'll rant. I'll rant. We'll talk about junk removal. I'll do Q&A. I'll show Autopilot. Whatever. And if you guys have any questions or whatever, just let me know. It got a lot better integration from AP like 2 weeks ago. And guys, we're going to be launching a lot of new features like QuickBooks integrations, Zapier integrations. We already have Stripe and Google Ads. Google Ads needs a little more work, but it's almost done. And yeah. But hey, if I don't get any questions in the next like 60 seconds, we're going to wrap this live up because I do want to get ready for class. And if you guys are Autopilot subscribers, Kevin is teaching a class tonight. You can go into the school community and you can see the class. It's right there, ready to rock and roll. If you guys are Autopilot subscribers, you get to watch you get to join the coaching program. And Kevin, I don't know what he's teaching tonight, but you definitely don't want to miss it. He knows his shit. Hope you guys enjoyed. So why choose Autopilot over everything else? Jeff, our big selling points right now is we are way more affordable, and I like to think our user experience is easier to use. Our biggest selling point right now is that we don't charge so much money. We are much more affordable. So our strongest selling point right now is price. It is definitely price. I'm here to give you guys the powerful tools that you need without charging you $200 to $300 a month. There are comparable plans to get phone call system, call masking, call recording, all that's two-way text messaging, the mobile app, online booking, all that stuff. You're gonna to get all of those same features. You're paying $200 a month, $300 a month with Jobber to get two-way text messaging with customers, and all that is like $200, $250 a month. Workies $225, Housecall Pro $190. So we're 50. We're $50. Are we a $1 billion company like them yet and have the same exact features and everything that they have? No, not yet. But we've got some unique advantages besides not just price, but we have a map and route view, which they don't have. Oh, I forgot to go over Jobber's map and route view. Workies, Housecall Pro don't even have a map. Jobber does have a map, but they don't show your route. We show the route. They don't show the actual lines between the jobs of what your driving route is going to be. So our map is a little bit better than Jobber. So there is a lot. There are benefits to ours. We're not a $1 billion company like them, so we don't have everything just yet, but we're getting there. By the end of next year, hands down, we will be the best. The best, for sure. Also, winter dumpsters coming. Brad, can I still join Autopilot membership CMS? Yes, absolutely can. 2-week free trial. Just go sign up right now. No credit card required. You can download the app. You can do it on the website. Guys, you can sign up for Autopilot right now. 2-week free trial. No credit card required. Winter dumpsters coming and estimates so that aren't booked so that they aren't. When you say estimates, you can create estimates now, but we are going to make it so estimates can be on the calendar, like scheduled on the calendar. A lot of people want estimates scheduled on the calendar. Is that what you mean? Because they are, when you create an estimate, they're similar to a job. It's just an estimate. But it's not really a job because they're approved or declined. So it's a little bit different. But dumpsters, I will have an answer next week for that, because we might be doing something different than dumpsters right away. So we might push dumpsters back a couple months. I don't know. There's some other, we really want to get Zapier done. We really want to get QuickBooks done. We really want to get Tap to Pay done. We really want to get GPS tracking of your employees done so you can see their location on your phone. There's some other features that we might want to do first. I'm undecided. I'm going to make that decision this week with my business partner. Because the completed estimate automated text messages throw things off. Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. Brad, make that a support ticket in Autopilot as well, because you make a good point when you the automated text messages. I gotta look into that. Send a support ticket for that, and I can look into that. Yes, but for the scheduling side of things, right on the calendar. Yes, peace. Yes, I create them like a job to gather all the info. Perfect, guys. Thank you so much for joining the live. Hope you guys got some value. Yeah, Brad, if you can submit a ticket, I need to dive into that. Every concern that you have, because I'm reading so many messages, I'll forget everything. Please submit those. And you can just submit in one big ticket, one support chat. What would you recommend to do to scale my company? Currently doing $40K a year while in college at UCSB. I graduate this year and wondering if I should double down. That's a loaded question, Vince. You could schedule a call with me if you're an Autopilot subscriber, and we could dive deeper into that. But there's a lot to unpack there. There's so much you could do. And honestly, I do have to get ready for class now. I didn't realize it's 3:55. So, hey, Vince, schedule a call with me, bro. Message me. But, dude, there's so much you can do. But if you like the business you're doing, and after you graduate, if you want to double down on this, man, you need to make that decision, because it's a lot of work, but it could be worth it. So if you want to talk actual strategy, hit me up. And Kevin Hess is teaching a class right now. If you're an Autopilot subscriber, you get access. I mean, you wouldn't be able to get to it in time now, because I wouldn't be able to give you access within the next few minutes, but this class every week, teaching how to scale your junk removal business. Anyways, guys, as always, thank you so much. Remember, success is often covered in dirt, but so is gold at one point. Toodles. Peace. Whoopsh.